Agile teams embed all the good practices and skills that a traditional team will have. The key difference is that the term you may hear sometimes is shift left. So what we do later, we bring it forward. So traditionally, we may develop, then test it. Then we may sort of get UAT testing done. Then we will have some sort of tower gate or governance policies that will need to be adhered to. Now, we can do it that way, but the problem with that is that we find things later, and then there might potentially be some rework that needs doing. And the other challenge that this way of working has is that early parts may take longer, development may extend, testing may extend, but typically the end time doesn't change. So you get a lot of squeeze at the end, and you may end up cutting the wrong corners. So you let things slip through because you want to hit a date, and therefore you release something to the market, which may not be as good as what you want, and the customers will have a bad, if you like, experience with your product and solutions. So what Agile does then, we just say, okay, these are all the things that we want to do. We bring it all, we cannot do everything that is 12 months in a week, but we want to do a little bit of everything that we would have done in a 12 months period in a week. So in other words, we need to understand what we need to do a bit, then write tests that will tell us what it is. We then develop it, we verify our understanding, we test it in an environment, we get our UAT feedback, we build governance in. So whatever the governance policies that we have, we make sure that we ask for, in order for us to satisfy the governance requirements, what is the evidence that we need to be providing and testing as we go along, so that when it gets to the end, we've already got that evidence and it's all there. And we got traceability. So it's all there. We know why we did the thing, what has changed, and why it is safe, if you like, for it to now go and get released in the hands of the customers. And we've built all the checks and balances that we would have normally done. We've done it, but we've done it iteratively and incrementally. So sometimes people then say, well, actually, so that means you keep doing it 2 or 3 times. Yes, we are, because it is iterative and incremental, but every time we're building confidence, and we know that it's now safe to add more to it. So we keep growing the solution every time on top of it. And then we use techniques like test-driven development. In other words, we write tests that are automated, so we get that confidence that the software is working as we expect it to. And any changes we make, if it breaks something that was working, we get feedback straight away. So we stop and fix it. We're not going to find or be surprised later on. So that's the key difference in the way that, if you like, traditional way of working and an agile way of working. This way of working, what it will do then, it will enable both for the teams to be less of a burden, because there isn't that squash at the end, and we're building quality in all the time. So, and we are doing more tests. So in every organizations that I've worked with, and I've worked with some very, very traditional and very, very agile organizations, where we start to say, oh, if we embed testing into development, that's not right, because the testers will be then corrupted. They will test it the way that you developed it. But once we try it, then we get results like we're now running more test cases with higher pass rate than we did before. So we're doing more testing. So the quality has improved. We're getting less scape defects. In other words, when we get it to the hands of the customer, we're getting hardly any scape defects. We certainly have eliminated hot fixes. So I can think of 2 or 3 organizations, fairly new organizations, that were working in an agile way. And when we sort of helped them, they were deploying software, and then they were doing hot fixes. In other words, there are some scape defects, and scape defects, just in case it's not clear, is defects that have found when the software or the solution has been released to the market. And those scape defects have been so significant that we have to do a hot fix. In other words, we have to do a quick patch to get rid of that problem, so that the customers are not badly impacted, or we are not badly impacted, because it may be that we're not getting sales. So eliminating all of those things. That hot fixes have gone down to zero. So that's the benefit to the customers, is that they get better quality solutions, and they get more, we can learn from what they want and deliver better solutions to them faster. For the organization, is that the quality is going up, the delivery rate is going up. So for the same resources, but people and hardware and all the infrastructure we need, we're now delivering more results, better functions to the customer. And it's not just about building more, writing more stories or getting more stories done. It's actually what the customer needs. We're getting more of those in the hands of the customer. So those are the benefits to both to the customer and to the organization.